Hello, yogis. Yes, that's you and me. My name is Frank. Welcome to my yoga space. Today I'm going to lead us through a 1-hour chair yoga video, which will work on our strength, our flexibility, and our balance. So without further ado, if you've got your chair and you're seated, slide forward in the chair. So you're not up against the back of the chair. Plant your feet. Feet, knees, and hips parallel. And then find a tall spine. What does that mean? Anchor into the sit bones. Reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Maybe even take your shoulders up, back, and down. Place your hands to rest on your thighs. And then, if you're feeling safe and balanced, close your eyes. Now let's bring our attention to our breath. Deepening our inhale. And lengthening our exhale. So what we're doing here is called centering. We're coming into the present moment and allowing the past and the future, at least for this hour, to just fall away. Now in yoga, unless we're otherwise instructed, we breathe through our nose. So do your best throughout this entire hour to take your inhales and your exhales through your nose. But if for any reason that's a challenge, don't worry about it. Just breathe through the mouth. All right, we're going to take 2 more breaths here. Notice if you started to slouch. If you have, sit up a little taller. Good, and take 1 more deep inhale. 1 more long, slow exhale. All right, let's gently open our eyes. Take your arms wide. So palms forward, just stretch here, reach. Spread the fingers gently, lift the heart. And then turn the palms up, bend the elbows, bring the fingertips to the shoulders, and draw the elbows back. On your inhale breath, lengthen the spine. You're going to hear that from me a lot. On the exhale breath, we're going to gently twist to the right. Good. On the inhale breath, come back to center. And again, lengthen the spine. Sit up a little taller. Exhale, gently twist to the left. So that's one of the basics of yoga. On the inhale breath, we come back to center. We always lengthen the spine. On the exhale now, twist to the right. On the inhale breath, come back to center, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Inhale back to center. Notice we're moving very slowly and intentionally. Exhale, twist to the right. And then inhale back to center. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, gently twist to the left. Now on the inhale breath, find your way back to center. Sit tall, but release the hands back to the thighs. Take a deep inhale. A long exhale. All right, let's walk our feet wide. We're going to come into a little bit of side bending. So we want a nice stable platform. No tumbling off the chair in my practices. All right, release your arms to your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms high. As you exhale, bring your left forearm down to your left thigh and reach up and over with your right arm. Good. Slowly inhale back up and reach both arms high. Exhale, bring the right forearm down to the right thigh. Reach up and over with the left arm. Good. Inhale back up. Sweep the arms high. Exhale, take that side bend to the left, so stretching the right side. All right, inhale, back up. Reach high, extend the spine. Exhale, take that side bend now to the right. Good, one more on each side. Inhale, back up, sweep high. Exhale, left forearm to the left thigh, reach over with the right. And then inhale, back up. Reach, exhale, right forearm to the thigh, left arm reaching. All right, let's inhale back to center, sweep the arms high. This time bring the palms together. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart, and then heel toe the feet together. Release the hands back to the thighs. Sit tall, lift the heart. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. Good, now we're going to do a back bend. So, I'd like you to take your hands, reach around, turn the thumbs down, and find the uprights on the chair. Now, if the chair you're using does not have uprights, find the back, the outside of the seat, right where the back and the seat of the chair meet. Get a little bit of a grip there. All right, what I'd like you to do is press into the hands and press into the feet gently. So take a little bit of weight out of your sit bones and feel that lower spine lengthen. Feel those vertebrae move apart. Little gentle traction here. All right, once you're there, now start to lift the heart. You can start to open the shoulders. There's a lot of ways to talk about this, but we're coming into a back bend. So if you keep that pressure on your feet and your hands, which means your back, lower back is long, you're not going to pinch. You shouldn't pinch. If you're feeling a pinch, back off a little bit. Good. Always be safe. No pain here. Good. Now, if your back is still feeling good, you might even really lift that heart and let those shoulders open. But wherever you are here, we're going to stay for a few breaths. So again, always come back to that deep inhale. And that long, slow, patient exhale. Good. Let's take one more breath here. And then we're going to just come out patiently. Come out slowly, the way we came in. Eventually, though, releasing the hands, sitting tall, placing the hands back on your thighs, taking an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, one more set of postures before we stand up. So release your arms to your sides. We're going to take a little bit deeper twist. Inhale, sweep the arms high. As you exhale, bring that right hand to the chair where it was, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Gently but firmly press and twist. Good. Inhale back to center. So release the hands, sweep them high. Exhale, left hand to the chair, right hand to the knee. Press and gently twist. Back to center. Inhale, release the hands, sweep high. Reach. Exhale, twist to the right. Maybe a little deeper each time. You've got to kind of see how your body's moving at this point. Good. Release, and then inhale back to center, sweep high. Exhale, go the other way. So we're still warming up here. So we don't want to take it too deep. Don't want to push it. Let's inhale back to center, sweep the arms high. Exhale, right hand to the chair, left hand to the knee, twist. And then inhale back to center, sweep the arms high. Exhale, left hand to the chair, right hand to the knee, twist. Good. All right, let's inhale back to center, releasing the hands, sweeping them high. Palms come together. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring the hands back to your thighs. Sit tall and close your eyes. Let's take an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, it's time to stand up. All right, you'll notice I've moved my chair to the front of my mat. I'm sideways to you so you can see me a little better. I'd like you to do the same. Have the seat facing you. Step up relatively close to the chair. And then Bring your hands to the chair seat. All right, so we're going to come into a deep forward fold here. So before we do that, I'd like you to just kind of look down at your legs. I'd like your feet to be under your hips. Legs are straight, but the knees are soft, so not locked out. All right, with the hands on the chair, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, soften the elbows. And let the top of your head, the crown of your head, start to sink towards the seat of the chair. Good. Take another deep inhale breath. And on the exhale, maybe soften those elbows a little more. You've got to monitor this, see how this is feeling. But take one more deep inhale. And on the exhale breath, sink a little deeper. All right, now settle in here. The inhales were folded here, so the inhales they require a little bit of work. So use the diaphragm to powerfully draw that breath in, fill the lungs on each inhale. On the exhale, you'll find that we kind of takes care of itself. Here, the breath comes out very easily, but you do have a sense that you sink a little deeper each time. Good, so this is a long hold. We're just now halfway through it. So notice where you're feeling sensation in the back line of the body. So what do I mean by that? There's a line of tissue, primarily fascia, but we've got hamstrings, we've even got hamstrings, we've got obviously tendons and ligaments, even the casings of our nerve bundles that we're stretching here. And so that tissue line runs from underneath the toes, around the heels, up the back line of the body, and ends at the base of our skull. Good, we've got two more breaths here. And it's the troublemaker. It's the one that generally is the one that gives us back pain. So we stay a little longer here, just to give the body a chance to come back to its normal state, or at least start its journey back to its normal state. All right, on your next inhale, gently press into the hands and lift up to a flat spine, a neutral spine. All right, here's how we're going to come up each time. Bring one hand to your knee, the other hand to the other knee, and then just slowly walk yourself up. So, good. All right, once you're vertical, keep going. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Lift your heart. Hands face forward. This is called mountain pose in yoga. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. Good. All right. Bring your hands back to the chair. This time, though, step your feet back so your feet are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders. So the arms are going to stay straight here. The legs are going to stay straight, but the knees are soft. The spine is flat, more or less. None of our spines are flat, but you know what I mean. All right, as you inhale, I'd like you to lift the heart and the gaze, but also send the tailbone high, so you're sinking the belly. On the exhale breath, tuck the chin, press into the hands, and send the spine high. So arch the back. Good. Inhale, the heart and gaze forward, tailbone high, belly sinks. Good. Exhale, tuck the chin, press into the hands and feet, and send the spine high. Good. Again, inhale. Take the heart and gaze forward, tailbone high. This pose is called cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin, press into the hands and feet, send the spine high. This is called cat pose. Good. Inhale to cow. So some of you may have cows. This may make some sense, the sway back. On the exhale, tuck the chin, press into the hands and the feet, and arch the back. If you have a cat and you've ever startled it, you've seen this pose. We're going to do one more. Inhale, heart and gaze forward, tailbone high. So one more cow. Exhale, send that spine high for cat. Good. And this time on the inhale, just come back to a neutral spine. We'll walk the feet forward and then transfer one hand and then the other to the knees and then walk yourself up. And then once you're vertical, take your shoulders up, back, and down. Good. Once again, mountain pose. And we'll stay in mountain pose for a deep inhale, always a deep inhale. And a long, slow exhale. All right, we've got one more pose with the chair in this position. So bring your hands back to the chair and walk your feet back to where they were for our cat-cow. All right, this one's a little more work. So get a good grip with both hands, or at least have your weight equally in both hands, but shift your weight to your left leg. All right, we're gonna take that right leg slightly off the mat behind us, toes facing down. So if you have a question as to what that is, just take a look here real quick. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, bring the right knee to the forehead. Let that back curve. Inhale, extend the leg. Keep those toes pointed down. Press through that right heel. Exhale, bring knee to the forehead. Good. We're going to do this 3 more times. Inhale, extend that right leg. Exhale, bring the knee to the forehead. Now, my knee is nowhere near my forehead, but I'm working on it. Good. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to forehead. We got one more on this side. Inhale, extend that right leg. Press through the heel. Exhale, knee to forehead. Good. Now inhale, extend the leg. As you exhale, place the right foot next to the left. Shift the weight equally into both feet, both hands, and then just stay here for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, shift the weight now into the right foot and lift the left foot off the ground. Extend that leg. Stay for the inhale breath. Exhale, left knee to the forehead. Inhale, extend that leg. Exhale, knee to forehead. You guys already know we've got 5 of these. Inhale, extend. If you need a rest, place that foot down. Exhale, knee to forehead. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Toes down, press through the heel. Exhale, knee to forehead. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to forehead. Good. Now on the inhale, extend the leg. That left leg, exhale, step it down next to the right foot. Shift the weight equally into both feet. Take an inhale breath and an exhale breath. And then walk the feet closer to the chair. Transfer one hand and then the other. Walk yourself up. And then take your shoulders up, back, and down. Find a mountain pose. Take a deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. So you'll notice that I've turned my chair around. So we'll do a couple of poses with the back of the chair with the chair still at the front of the mat, but the back of the chair facing us. So ideally, your chair is high enough that you can place your fingertips on the chair and lift the heart. So mine is, you can see is barely tall enough, but that's okay. All right, our feet are under our hips. Our fingertips are on our chair, our heart is lifted. All right, on the inhale breath, we're going to just lift up on the heels. On the exhale breath, we're going to lower down as slowly as we can stand. Here, I'm going to pull up a pant leg so you can see. All right, inhale, lift on the heels. Exhale, lower down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Slowly. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, inhale, lift. Now, left hand stays on the chair. Hover the right hand, or maybe take the right arm high. And then reach up through the right fingertips, lift the heels. Hold this and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly bring the hand back to the chair, lower down. All right, release the chair. Find that mountain pose. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, find the chair again with your fingertips. Same thing. Inhale, lift the heels. The slower you go, the better. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We've got 3 more on this side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can hear my bones in my feet adjusting. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one we hold. So inhale, press up, lift. Now the right hand stays on the chair. Left hand hovers. Or take that left arm high. And then reach up and lift the heels. Lift yourself up a little higher. And hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Find the chair with your left hand. Slowly lower down. Release the chair. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. Okay. I'm going to fix my pant leg here, and then we're going to move into Warrior 1. So this is a pose, and I meant to say, and I'm going to say it now, from here on out, the chair becomes a tool for safety, a tool for stability. If you have the ability to not use the chair, great, super. It's always there if you need it. All right, here's what we're going to do. With your hands on the chair, step the left foot up so the toes are facing forward and more or less even with the back feet of the chair. All right, step the right foot back and spin the heel down. So your left heel and right heel are more or less aligned. We're coming into Warrior 1. Left heel, right heel aligned. My right foot is angling off. Here's the most important thing. Hips square, so facing, both hips facing forward. All right. Left hand on the chair, or both hands on the chair. But if you got the left hand on the chair, right arm high. Good. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, bend the left knee, bring the right elbow to your side, so that arm is bending, but anchor into that right foot. Keep the heart lifted. Good. Inhale, press the left leg straight, and reach long through that right side. Exhale down. Inhale, up, straighten the left leg, reach high. Now, if you're balanced enough, you can bring the left arm up, exhale, both elbows to your sides. You could be doing this all along. Next time, maybe try it if you feel balanced. Inhale, press the left leg straight, reach both arms high, but stay anchored in that back foot. We've got 2 more of these. Exhale down, elbow or elbows to your side, left knee bending. Inhale up, exhale down. All right, this one we're going to stay. So release the right arm or both arms to your sides. And then if you still got that left hand on the chair, so the left knee is bent, right foot is anchored, hover that left hand. And then if you feel stable, so if you're pressing those hips forward, you feel stable, release both hands. Let's slowly bring both arms up. So palms are facing each other. Anchored into that back foot. There's your stability, your warrior. We're going to hold this and breathe. Warrior 1 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, release the hands, find the chair. We're going to switch sides, so take your time. But eventually, place the right foot up even with the back feet of the chair. Step the left foot back. Spin the heel. Look down that the heels are aligned. The left foot's on an angle. Remember, square the hips. That's really important to help you anchor into that back foot and stay stable. All right, now on this side, the left arm is high. The right hand stays on the chair. Good. Inhale, reach up through the left side. Exhale, bend the right knee. Left elbow to your side. Anchored into that left foot. Good. Inhale, press the right leg straight. As you extend through that left side, exhale down. Again, bending the knee, elbow to your side, back foot anchored. Good. If you can, you want to release that right hand. Inhale, press the right leg straight, sweep both arms high. Good. Exhale, come down. Bend that right knee, elbows to your side, anchored into that back foot. 2 more like that. Inhale, sweep up, pressing the right leg straight, reaching through one side, left side, or both sides. Exhale, down. And then last one. Inhale up. Good. Exhale down. So if you still got that right hand on the chair, that's fine. Release the left arm to your side. And then hover the right arm, or maybe, again, if you're really fired up in that back leg, you can bring that right arm to your side as well. And then let's slowly bring the arms high, or at least hover that right hand. Let's see if we can bring those arms high. Holding Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, find the chair with your hands, step out, and this time step back from the chair. Release it and find your mountain pose. Shoulders up, back, and down. Take a deep inhale breath. A long exhale breath. All right, hopefully, so far so good. You'll notice I've moved my chair now to the front of my mat with the seat facing me. So we're about to go into some deeper poses. So we're going to really take our time coming into these. All right, so please step up to the chair. Bring your hands down. Find the chair. Now, we're going to step the left foot up under the chair. So the left leg is going to stay straight. So step it up far enough. You don't bang your shin on the chair, but your toes are forward. Your left foot is up under the chair. Step the right foot back and spin the heel down. Okay, so you'll notice the feet are aligned the same way they were in our last postures. The heels are aligned. The right foot is angling off to the side. Okay, square the hips. So what does that mean? Press the right hip forward a little bit. Gently draw the left hip back. So that'll keep the hips facing forward. All right, now as you inhale, I'd like you to reach away with the top of your head. So send it towards the back of the chair. As you exhale, soften your elbows and start to move down into a forward fold. So you're going to get into a deep stretch pretty quickly here. Take another inhale breath to lengthen the spine. So reach the crown of your head again towards the back of the chair. On the exhale breath, sink down a little deeper. So forehead towards that straight left leg. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach the crown of your head away. Exhale, fold, soften. All right, we're going to settle in here. So your hands are stable on the chair. You're relaxed and your forehead is just sinking towards that straight leg. Bring your attention to your breath. So we're folded here again. So deepen the inhale breath. Use the diaphragm to draw a deep inhale. The exhale kind of takes care of itself, but you might notice that you're sinking that forehead slightly closer to that left leg at the bottom of each exhale. So this is a long hold like that first forward fold we did, but the good news is we're halfway through. This posture is called pyramid pose. And we've got 2 more breaths here. So 2 more deep inhales. And 2 more long, slow exhales. All right, slowly press into the hands and lift back up into a neutral spine. Then we're going to keep our hands on the chair. We're going to take our time, but we're going to switch legs. So walk the right foot forward, step the left foot back, and then place the right foot up under the chair. Again, toes forward, shin just back enough from the chair, you're not banging into it. Step the left foot back, spin that heel down, line up the heels. Okay, you'll notice my left foot is angling, square the hips. All right. Inhale, same instructions, lengthen the spine, crown of your head towards the back of the chair. Exhale, soften the elbows and bring yourself into the fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. Try to reach away with the top of the head. Exhale, let the forehead sink. 1 more breath like that, and then we're going to settle in.
So let your focus be on your inhale breath, letting the exhale take care of itself. We're halfway through. Good. 2 more breaths. All right. When you're ready, as you inhale, gently press into the hands, lift back up into that neutral spine. And then step the left foot forward, step the right foot back. And as we've been doing, we're going to transfer one hand and then the other to the knees and then walk ourselves up. All right, come up and then take shoulders up, back and down. Find a mountain pose for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, one more posture with the chair facing this way. So bring your hands to the chair. We're going to set it up just like we did pyramid pose. Hands to the chair. Step the left foot up under the chair. Step the right foot back and spin the heel down. So heels are aligned, hips square. All right, here's where things get complicated. We're going to come down on the right forearm. So bring that elbow down to the chair, right under the shoulder. And then angle the forearm across the chair and place the palm just with the fingers gently spread. All right, now square the hips. So we're drawing that left hip back, pressing the right hip forward. Lighten up on the left hand. If you feel stable and safe, bring the left hand to the left hip. All right, here's the magic. Slowly start to open the heart and the gaze to the left. Just make sure you feel stable. Eventually stacking that left shoulder over the right. Good. So this is a great expression of this posture, which is called revolved triangle. If you'd like, though, you can release that left hand and sweep that arm to the ceiling. So then you've got a straight line from the right elbow through the right and left shoulders to the left hand. And we're going to hold this and breathe for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly bring that left hand back to the chair and then come up on the right hand. And we're going to stay here. So take a moment, take a breath. Let's give the spine a chance to move back into alignment. All right, and then take your time. Hands stay on the chair. Switch the legs. Place the right leg up under the chair, right foot. Step the left foot back. Spin the heel down. Line up the heels and square the hips. All right, I'm going to have my back to you now so you can see how the pose looks from that angle. We're going to come down on the left forearm. Remember, elbow under the shoulder, arm across the chair. All right, same instructions. Just hover that right hand for a moment and make sure you feel balanced. So the squaring of the hips and a little bit of weight in that left forearm is going to help you keep balanced. Transfer the right hand to the right hip. And then turn your heart and your gaze to the right. Stack the right shoulder over the left. So this is 99% of revolved triangle. If you want that little bit of icing on the cake, you can release that right arm, inhale and take it high. Good, and we're going to hold this pose. I'll tell you why we're holding it in a minute for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the right hand down and then come up on the left slowly and then pause. Let's let the spine move back into alignment and then step the left foot forward, step the right foot back, transfer one hand and then the other. Let's walk ourselves up. Good. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Find a mountain pose. Take an inhale breath and an exhale breath. Good. All right, quick explanation. The reason we held that pose a little longer, you'll find we're going to do that again in a minute, was that is one of the most beneficial poses in yoga. So you may have felt that. We were twisted deeply. We had everything in different types of alignment. Extremely beneficial pose. Second most beneficial pose in yoga. And yes, we will do the first most beneficial pose in yoga in a minute. Okay. We've been working with our hips facing forward on our mats. Now we're going to work with our hips facing the side of our mats. So please move your chair. So as you can see, the back feet of my chair are on my mat. Front feet of the chair are off the mat. No problem. At least we're anchored to the mat. The chair is centered on the length of my mat. And I've got plenty of space behind the chair to move my legs. So we're going to start out by taking our feet wide. So hands to the chair. Take the feet as wide as you are comfortable. So you may not be as comfortable as I am in feet this wide. So your feet may not be this wide, but take your feet as wide as is comfortable. And then turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Okay, here's our alignment for these postures. The right heel, if you look down, keep that left hand on the chair. If you look down, your right heel and your left arch should more or less be aligned. Your right toes are facing the front of your mat. Your left foot is more or less parallel. I just want you to feel completely grounded in all four corners of that foot. All right, this posture is called Warrior Two. Bring your right arm up to shoulder height. Fingers are gently spread. Bring your gaze over the middle finger of that right hand. Left hand still on the chair. Take an inhale breath. Exhale now. Bend that right knee, but stay anchored in that back foot. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Maybe come a little deeper and ever so slightly send that knee out over the pinky toes. That's just a gentle movement. Inhale, the right leg straight. Exhale, bend. Got two more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good. All right. Stay here, still gazing over the middle finger of that right hand, but just hover that left hand for a moment. If you feel stable and safe, chair's always there, but you can take that left arm back, mirror the right. So both hands, palms down, fingers gently spread. This is called Warrior Two. And we'll hold this and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, bring your hands back to your chair. We're going to switch the feet. We're not going to move the chair, we're going to turn the feet. So turn the right foot parallel to the front of your mat. Turn the left toes towards now the back of your mat. Look down that the heel and arch are more or less aligned. Now the right hand is on the chair. Left arm shoulder height. Gaze over the middle finger of that left hand. Good. Take an inhale breath. Exhale. Now we're bending the left knee, but we're anchoring into that right foot. So stay powerful in that back leg. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend, but ever so slightly send that knee out over the pinky toe, that left foot. 3 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. If you're really rocking this, you could take your right hand to your right hip. Inhale, straighten. Try that. The chair's always there if you need it. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. This one we stay. All right, let's go ahead and if your hand's still on the chair, consider hovering it. If your hand is on your, and if you're comfortable and stable, take the right arm back. Same thing, mirror that left. Palm down, finger spread. Lift the heart and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Find the chair. Turn the left toes in. Let's heel toe both feet together. And then step back from the chair and find a mountain pose. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. Okay, we have 2 more poses with our legs wide. I do want to say something though. If your stance is not as wide as mine, actually let me move my chair to show you this for now. Say your stance is not wide like mine. Okay, in that last pose, right? You've got your hand on the chair. Your knee has a tendency to want to go far beyond the ankle, and that's hard on the knee. So resist the temptation to push that knee way forward. Just come down a little bit, and then work on the width of your stance over time. Maybe the next time you're an inch or 2 wider, and the next time you're wider, and eventually you'll have a nice wide stance, and you'll be able to track down in this hip without the knee going past. Okay, so find your chair, take the feet wide. Remember, we got this one and one more. Turn your right toes towards the front of your mat. Line up your right heel with your left arch. Left hand's going to stay on the chair. The right arm's going to come high. This one's called reverse triangle. As you inhale, I want you to press into both feet. Reach for the sky through that right side. On the exhale, the right hand is going back over the left foot. Good. All right. Inhale again. Reach. Press from the right foot to the right fingertips. Exhale, if it's there, come a little further into this side bend. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, deepen. All right, we're going to hold this. So consider hovering the left hand or releasing the left hand, just resting it gently on the outside of that left leg. Holding reverse triangle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, find the chair, come up. And again, we're going to switch feet. Turn the right toes so the foot is parallel. Turn the left toes towards the other end of your mat, the back of your mat. Look down, get the heel and arch more or less lined, and then right hand on the chair. By the way, hips are square, so nice parallel line here, as best your body allows. Right hand on the chair, left arm high. Good. Inhale, reach for the sky through the left hand. Now on the exhale, the left hand's coming back over the right foot. Good. Inhale, lengthen that left side of the body. Exhale, sink a little deeper. All right, one more like that. Inhale, get long through that whole left side. Exhale, see if you've got a little more room to come down. And then hover the right hand or take it to the outside of that right thigh. And hold this and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's inhale up. Find the chair. Turn those left toes in, heel toe the feet. All right, step back from the chair. Take your mountain pose for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, last time taking the feet wide. So hands to the chair, feet wide. Right toes to the front. Heel to arch. Left hand on the chair, but we're changing it up. Right arm high. All right, we're moving into a pose called triangle pose. So as you inhale, reach up through the right side. This time as you exhale, we're going to hinge forward over the right leg. Kind of give it a side eye. Land the right hand on the shin. Draw the left shoulder back. So my gaze follows when I do that. All right, inhale, release that right hand. We're going to sweep up as slowly as you can stand. And then press into both feet, reach up. Exhale, hinge. So try to hold that length in the right side as you come down. Right hand lands, left shoulder draws back. Again, that's the most important thing in this pose. Inhale, sweep up in this action that we're doing. We're going to do 5, reach high. Exhale, hinge. Good, hand down, shoulder back. Inhale, sweep up. Now, if you're feeling pretty balanced, you could take that left hand to the hip. Reach up through the right side. Exhale, hinge over that right leg. Bring the right hand down and draw the left shoulder back. All right, one more time before we stay. Inhale up. Press and reach high. Exhale, hinge. Good. Right hand down. Left shoulder back. All right, so this is triangle pose. You can stay here, or if you want to add that 1%, take the left arm high. So straight line from the right hand through the right and left shoulders to the left hand. Going to hold this and breathe for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, find the chair with your left hand. Inhale yourself up. Find the chair with your right hand. Switch the feet. All right, we held that a little longer. Okay, remember why? Because that is, triangle pose is the most beneficial pose in yoga. So it's not the hardest. Let's go ahead and transfer the, easy for me to say, right? Turn the left toes towards the back of your mat. Line up the left heel with the right arch. Right hand on the chair, left arm high. All right, so same thing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge over the left leg now. Give it a side eye. Land the left hand. Draw the right shoulder back. Good. Inhale, sweep that left arm high. Press into both feet, reach high. Exhale, hinge. Good. Left hand down, right shoulder back. Good. We're inhaling back up again. Pressing into both feet, lengthening that left side. Exhale, hinge. Left hand comes down, right shoulder draws back. All right, inhale up. We got 2 more. Again, if you were feeling pretty balanced, you might bring that right hand to the right hip. Reach up through the left side. Exhale, hinge. Good. Left hand comes down. Draw that right shoulder back. Last time, inhale up. Last time coming up before we stay. Get as long as you can through that left side. Exhale, hinge. Left hand down, right shoulder back. Good. All right, check in here. If you want that extra 1%, take the right arm high. Good. We're going to shine this pose. We're going to breathe. Triangle pose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, slowly bring the right hand to the chair. Inhale yourself up. Turn those left toes in. Heel toe the feet. Step back from the chair. Find a mountain pose. Good. Take a breath here. Notice how the body's feeling. Notice how the breath is feeling, and notice how the mind is feeling. All right, yogis. We've come to our balancing work now, and we know how critical balancing work is. And the more we work on our balance, the better we retain our balance and even improve our balance. So you'll notice that I have just turned my mat sideways. You don't need to change your mat. You can actually stay with the mat and just turn to face so the chair is in your left hand, or take a moment and go ahead and change your mat. Pause the video. All right, let's go ahead. Take the chair in your left hand and put your weight in your left foot. So take your right arm high. Good. So for a moment, press into the left foot. Reach up through the right hand. Bring that right knee up. Good. All right, let's inhale. Extend the right leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Now, maybe hover that left hand. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. I know that left leg's talking to you. 1 more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Step down, release the chair, release the right arm. Find a mountain pose. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, let's turn around and find the chair. Now you're going to have your back to me, but we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So right hand on the chair, weight in the right foot. Take the left arm high. All right, slowly shift the weight into that right foot and bring the left knee up. And then inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Two more. Maybe hovering that right hand. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. And then finally, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Step the left foot down. Release the right hand. Release the left arm. Find a mountain pose for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, let's turn around and we'll do something different. Left hand on the chair, weight in the left foot, right arm high. All right, so far the same, right? Let's bring the right knee up, so far the same. But now, inhale, slowly open that knee to the right. So open that right hip. Exhale, come back. Inhale, open. Exhale, back, and maybe start to hover that left hand if you've got this. Inhale, open. Exhale, back, and if you don't, you will someday. So keep this up. Inhale, open. This one and one more. Exhale, back. And then last time, inhale, open. Exhale, back. Step down, release. Find a mountain pose for an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, let's turn around and do the other side. So take your back to me, take the chair in your right hand, weight in the right foot, left arm high. Go ahead and bring that left knee up. All right, inhale, open that left hip, knee to the left. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Exhale, return. Step down. Release the left arm down. Release the chair. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, please turn around. And we've got one more posture here, one more balance posture. All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun here, but I do want to take a moment. Well, let's come into the pose, and I'll talk about it while we're in it. So with the weight on the left leg, left hand on the chair, open that right knee, and then place the right toes on the mat with the right heel on the inside of the left ankle. So what we're doing is a variation of tree pose. So tree poses, you see it in every yoga ad. Okay, you know, where the foot is on the inside of the thigh, right? So you can do that if you'd like, but I'd like to suggest try this. Place the right toes down, right knee is off to the side, right heel against the inner left ankle. All right, lift the right arm, take it high. Good, now press into that left foot. Reach up through the right fingertips. And then hover that left hand, or maybe bring the left arm up to mirror the right. Good. We're going to hold this and breathe. Good. All right. We're going to just take a couple more breaths here. I'm not counting on purpose. I want you to just feel this. All right. Let's slowly bring the left hand back down. Once you have the chair, release the right arm, step the right foot down. All right, let's take a mountain pose for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. And then turn around and we'll repeat on the other side. So while we're turning around, there's a couple of things in yoga that really help with balance. So place the weight in your right foot. Take the chair with your right hand. Turn that left knee open and place the toes on the mat and the heel, the inside of the right ankle. So one of those things is called drishti, or gazing point. So find a point on the floor I don't know, 8 feet in front of you, and focus on that. Good. All right, now pressing into that right leg, take the left arm high. All right, get long from the right foot to the left fingertips. Hover the right hand, and then maybe slowly bring the right arm up to mirror the left. Good. All right, the other, besides drishti, notice if that's helping you. You found that gazing point. The other thing in yoga that helps with balance is to not think about that right leg. So easier said than done, but maybe just think about your breath. Good. All right, slowly bring that right arm down, find the chair, and then step out, release the left arm. Find that mountain pose for an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, the good news is you've arrived. We're sitting back down again, so give yourself just a little mental pat on the back. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's come down, find the seat where we started our practice. So you'll notice I've moved my mat back the way it was. So come down, sit down, scoot forward. So remember, we were grounded in our sit bones, have our feet planted, hands on our thighs, shoulders up, back and down. All right, sit tall here. All right, we've got a few more postures to do. Let's go ahead and bring your hands to your right knee. So we're gonna move slowly here and mindfully because we want to maintain our balance and our safety. But interlace around that right knee, and then sit back up again and bring the knee with. Now even maybe lift your heart a little bit. So this might be as far as it goes, and that's fine. Or take a deep inhale breath. And as you exhale, start to draw that right knee up and in. Stay for the inhale breath. Exhale, draw it in a little more. So we're trying to bring the knee up towards the shoulders. We're compressing the ascending colon. So this is a digestive tract benefit. Stay for one more inhale. Exhale, give it a little more. And then we'll hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. All right, let's go ahead and just slowly bring that right foot down. Sit tall. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. All right, now both hands to the left knee. So same thing. Interlace. And then slowly sit back up again. Make sure you're balanced, you're safe. Lift the heart. All right, now we're moving to the descending colon. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, draw that left knee up and in. Stay for the inhale. Exhale a little more. Give it a little squeeze, extra. All right, stay for the inhale. Exhale, draw in. All right, we're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, release. Place the left foot down, hands on the thighs, heart lifted, shoulders up, back and down. Take a breath, inhale breath, and an exhale breath. All right, now we're going to open the hips. So what I'd like you to do is cross your right ankle over your left knee. Okay, so I know this can be challenging, especially if you haven't done this in a while. So what I'd like you to do is, if you're here, great. You may need to extend that left leg a little bit to get that ankle over, but do your best here. Okay, now you got your left hand on the right ankle, you got your right hand on the right knee. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, take the heart towards that right calf. Now inhale and lengthen the spine. You can even draw a little bit with the hands. Exhale, heart a little closer. You're already feeling this, I know, in the right hip. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, heart towards the hip, or heart towards the shin. All right, let the head go heavy. Now, you'll notice
with that right hand, if you take the elbow up and you press a little bit, you can increase, and you may not want to, but you can increase the sensation in that right hip. And I want you to stay here and breathe. This is going to be our longest hold. So settle in, modulate the sensation with that right hand. And then come back to those deep inhales and long, slow exhales. And the good news is, because I've been talking, we're already halfway through. Good, we've got 2 more breaths here. 2 more deep inhales. 2 more long, slow exhales. And when you finish that last exhale, just slowly bring yourself up. And then release. Place that right foot down. Let's just sit tall for a moment with the hands on the thighs, the shoulders up, back, and down. Take an inhale breath. And an exhale breath. And then we'll do the other side. So now we're crossing the left ankle over the right knee. And just see how that goes. So again, you may need to extend. You may need to lean back a little bit. As long as you're balanced and as long as you're safe, you're not at risk of falling over. All right, same instructions. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, heart towards that left shin. Inhale, lengthen, again, maybe even pulling with the hands ever so gently. Exhale, heart towards the shin. One more inhale to lengthen. One more exhale, heart towards the shin, and then let the head go heavy. So relax that upper body, but check in with that left hand on the left knee. Maybe take that elbow up and experiment here. Modulate the sensation. Find a level of a sensation that you can just settle into and hold that and breathe. We've gone past our halfway point, so I've got 2 more breaths here, 2 more deep inhales, 2 more long, slow exhales. When you finish that last exhale breath, on the inhale, we'll just slowly come back up. And then when you're ready, release. Place the left foot down. Place the hands on the shins, or on the thighs. Shoulders up, back, and down. Take a deep inhale breath. And an exhale breath. I think I'm getting yoga brain here. That's a real thing. You're gonna know that, or you're gonna find out. So, all right. We're gonna finish with a pose that's familiar before Shavasana. But we're gonna do it differently. So what I'd like you to do is take your right hand. You remember from the warm-ups, seated warm-ups. Take your right hand to your upright of your chair, or the back of the seat of the chair, that right side. All right. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. All right. Here's how we're gonna change it up. I'd like you to sit nice and tall, and then kind of let the shoulders move as far as they'll go without any help from that left hand. So, all right, you might be deeper already than you were at the beginning, but just find where you kind of come up against a little bit of resistance. Now we're going to work this because we're warmed up, so our backs should be in really nice position to take this a little deeper. Instructions: inhale, sit taller, lengthen the spine. Exhale, press now with the left hand. And move those shoulders around a little deeper.
Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. So we're moving the vertebrae apart. We're making room for the twist. Exhale, press with that left hand and deepen the twist. One more inhale to lengthen. One more exhale to deepen. And then we're going to hold this and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, slowly just release the tension, release the bind, that's the hands. Come back to center and sit tall. We're going to give the spine a chance to come back into alignment. So take an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, and then we'll repeat on the other side. So now the left hand to the chair, right hand to the left knee. Sit tall and let the shoulders move. Good. Now, when you're ready, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, now press with the right hand. Take those shoulders around. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen if it's there. If you've got space to move a little deeper, find that. One more time, inhale, sit taller, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. And then hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, same instructions. Release the tension, release the hands. Come back to center. Hands on the thighs, sit tall. Take an inhale breath and an exhale breath. All right, yogis, you've made it to Shavasana. So let's set it up properly. Go ahead and slide your butts, yes, I did say that, back into your chair and plant them as deep as you can into that crease between the seat and the back of the chair. And then with your feet planted, roll yourself up against the back of the chair. Finish with shoulders up, back, and down. Place the hands on your thighs. So if you're in a chair where your feet don't reach the floor, find something that you can place under your feet to elevate, to help the floor reach your feet, the feet to reach the floor, so you feel nice and grounded. And then with your upper body, shoulders up, back, and down, perhaps the chin back just a scooch. All right, so take a breath here. Give yourself a scan and see if you feel balanced and safe enough to close your eyes. All right, we're going to spend a few minutes here in Shavasana. So I'd like you to continue to breathe deep inhale breaths and long, slow exhales. But I'd also like you to bring the element to your breath of subtlety. So notice that you can combine subtlety with deep inhales and long exhales. You're now breathing in a way that is barely perceptible even to yourself. I'm going to turn off the camera and I will be back in just 3 minutes. So give yourself permission to let go. So as the bells fade, please begin to bring your attention back to your breath. Once again, deepening the inhale breath. Lengthening the exhale breath. And let's bring some gentle movement back to our practice. Simply brush the tip of each finger with the tips of your thumbs. And if you'd like, lift your toes. Maybe spread them, move them gently. Just find that little bit more movement. Good. And then place the toes back down. Place the hands back down. Let's bring our hands to our heart. So bowing gently, finding a place of gratitude and peace. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May they know freedom. May they live in peace. May they move through the world with ease. And yogis, in Sanskrit, namaste means I bow to you. So, namaste.